welcome to LOA Today. I'm Walt Jason. With me today is the woman who knows how to set personal boundaries, Alyx Stande. This is your daily dose of happy. We are so happy you decided to join us today. Yes, you heard that right. For one night only, Alyx is back in the house. Hey, how you doing, girl?
Hey.
Good to have you back.
I know, right? It's good to be back.
It's been a while,
minute.
50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots happened during that time, too.
Lots has happened.
Which is why we're doing this today. This is our catch-up show. Yeah.
This is a catch-up show, 100%.
Yeah. And I was also thinking back to when you first joined the show and all the stuff you were going through. And then you went through a lot of growth while you were in the show and a lot of medical issues and you got married. And I mean, so many things happened along the way. And then
a lot of growth.
We went different directions. My God, you're a different woman today.
Thank you.
You are. And we're going to let listeners know exactly how that's true. But I mean, even just looking at you, it's so obvious. I mean, you have confidence you didn't have before. You're alive in a way that you weren't before. I mean,
True story.
It's really something. So let's just start this way. How you been? What's been going on? Tell us a story.
I've been amazing. Things are happening. So many things in the books and coming to you soon. But we'll get to that.
Okay.
So let's see. Last 3 years, but I think last time we met, I was still healing from thoracic endometriosis.
Yep.
That was fun.
Oh yeah. Recommend that to anyone anytime. Sure.
Yeah, definitely. Sign up for surgery, 100%. Yeah, everybody needs it. But yeah, no, after that, well, I mean, I'm still healing, but I think I'm good. I think I'm good now. I'm fine.
I get the impression you're pretty healed.
I am. Yeah. Physically and emotionally. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Very much so.
That's really good.
It was a lot, trials and tribulations, ups and downs, but I kept it positive. I kept pushing and advocating. That was key. Because when you're not getting the help that you need, like I believe it was my psychiatrist who told me, you need a mark on the chart why you're not doing that. Why you won't let me have that medication, or what's your reasoning behind it? I need to know. And what's the plan of care? That is the big question. Like, okay, you're not going to do anything about this, but what are we going to do, or who's going to do something about it?
Right.
That's what we need to find out.
Yeah.
So learned a lot of that stuff along the way. Ended up starting a thoracic endometriosis group on Facebook.
Wow.
Women didn't have that before, and because this, I'm not going to say it's a new disease, but I will say that it's being brought forth more to the light because more people are discovering that they have it.
It's being recognized in a way that it wasn't recognized before.
Yeah. I mean, we struggle with women's healthcare. We do. But technology is moving us along. So grain of salt, we'll take it. We'll take what we can get. But, people like me going through what I went through are helping doctors learn. So
you may remember
other people.
From when you were a co-host, you may remember when we'd have guests on, and the guests would often have some sort of a story where they went through like a crash and burn of some kind, came out the other side, and then pointed back to it and said that was the best thing that ever happened. Now, personally, I've always had trouble doing that with my own crash and burn. I'm getting closer to it. I'm not quite there. I can almost embrace that. But how do you feel about it? I mean, because you went through a series of crash and burns, all like one after another. Do you look back at them and say, I never want to go through again, but wow, it was the best thing that happened? Or are you not there?
I won't say it's the best thing that happened, but I will say we have to go through things to create the person that we are today, or that we want to be in the future. Yeah. And that can come with struggles, that can come with negativity, but it's all in what you make of it and how you deal with it. It's not always the incident, it's the reaction. So.
Right. Yeah. How are you going to respond to it?
Exactly.
Which is the only thing we ultimately have the power to do anyway.
Exactly. Nothing else is in my control but my response.
That's it. Yeah. And boy, oh boy, did you respond.
I did, I did.
You really did. I mean, you kicked the butt down the hill all the way. I mean, it was just amazing what you've done coming through to the other side. But,
It wasn't easy, but it's literally I think I've said this before back in the day, it's like you don't have a choice, it's do it or die. Those are my
mhm,
only options, so I'm gonna do it because I don't
right.
wanna die.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's something that, Joel likes to point out. He says, Here's a test for you. Are you still breathing? Well, then your journey's not over yet."
Exactly, exactly. So
That's
figure out how
wonderful.
to make it the best journey possible.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, let's get an idea of what some of the things are that you've been doing during this journey, because you've had I mean, you were just telling me before we even got started here, some of the things going on just in the last few months alone, let alone the
Yeah,
last
that was just
year.
the last month.
I mean, it's been a good year for you, but it's been a
It
crazy
has
year
been.
too.
Mhm. So I'm still, working on the crisis line, so I'm still doing that.
Okay.
Saving lives, making people laugh, cheering
Good
everybody up,
stuff.
doing what I do best.
You do very
And
well.
thank you. And what else? What else? Let's see. Oh, I did have a separate podcast for a little bit, but then ended up being too booked and busy to actually keep doing it.
They take some
The price
effort.
you pay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're not necessarily easy. I mean, I'm very fortunate at this point because I have a VA who's, carrying most of the load for me, so
Yeah, yeah.
all I have to do is show up, but even so, I mean, there's some work that goes in on this thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Even with the technology today,
Oh, yeah.
it's still like hours of editing.
And a lot of it is well, actually, we don't even do editing anymore, but a lot of it is just that you're committing to an ongoing thing. I mean, you have to make
Mhm.
yourself available, and you have to be willing to listen to other people's perspectives on things and talk about stuff you
And
haven't necessarily
accountable
talked
too.
about and all this kind of stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a challenge.
It is. You have to also be accountable of your own schedule. So it's
That's
like,
kinda
if I don't
scary.
feel like recording today, I need somebody to tell me that I feel like recording today.
Yep. I hear you, I hear you. Because that's where passion comes in. If you have a passion for it, 'cause I have a passion for this now. So
Mhm.
that's what sustains me. But if you don't have a passion, you got trouble.
Yes, 100%. And
Yeah.
that's with anything. You have to have a
Yes.
passion for it. Otherwise, it's just work. And who
Oh, yeah.
wants that?
And not even fun work. It's, ugh, work.
No, it gotta be done, not I wanna do it. I don't
Yeah,
like that.
exactly, exactly. But you've also been getting out into the world, particularly in the last month, but also in the last year, in
Mhm.
that you started doing something that kind of is what brought you into the show in the first place, because you had some background doing stand-up comedy, and you've gotten back
Right.
to doing that. Tell us the
Yep, after
story.
my I think it what, 23-year hiatus I took.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, the princess of comedy is back in action. She's out in these streets making people giggle.
How did that all get started?
Um, good question. I don't I don't even
Yeah.
remember. I think I just I think I just said yes. I
Okay.
just an opportunity came about and no, I remember. I was sitting there for a couple of months and I was like, "Oh, this would make a good joke. This would make a good joke." And I kept talking about, and I'm writing stuff down. I always have. I've always, wrote jokes down or things that could come to fruition one day. But I never buckled down and said, "Okay, let's see where the open mics are.
Mhm.
Where's the action at?" Like, and also the pandemic put a lot of things on hold because nobody was going anywhere. So there weren't any open mics,
True.
They don't do stand-up comedy virtually. They
Not
should,
really.
but they don't. Not unless you have
Glory
a
to
Netflix
God, but
special.
yes. Yeah. Not quite sure why that happens, but there's a reason for it
Right?
somewhere.
Why couldn't we?
I don't
But
know.
yeah, so
Mm.
I had a couple jokes and then I reached out to a couple people on Facebook who I saw were doing comedy locally on Cape. And I was just like, "Hey, I'm looking to get back on stage. Like, where do I start? What's going on?" Bro, let me tell you, doing comedy now versus 20 years ago, you elevate so much quicker and faster with just social media alone,
Really?
like, does half of the work for you, okay?
Wow.
So everybody knows your stuff because you put it out there and the world can watch it, as opposed to back 20 years ago, you only known locally.
Right.
So, it's a lot easier and a lot, to get your face out there, and then with that one opportunity comes more opportunities. So I went to that open mic, and then the producer who does the open mics was like, "Oh my god, you've been off you've been off stage for how long? Like what? Nobody even know." It didn't look like I missed a step.
Nice.
So I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then so he kept inviting me to more shows and more shows. And when I go to those shows, then people see me and invite me to their shows. And yeah, so that's where I'm
You've
at
been
with
doing
comedy
show after
anyway.
show, and I almost caught you. I mean, you were doing one near me, and I couldn't make it on that particular date. The timing was just wrong. But
I ended up canceling that one
oh, did
because
you?
it was giving unprofessional. I did First of all, I didn't like the setup. It was supposed to be a comedy competition. Okay, cool. I don't mind doing those. I actually do now because I found out it's really a popularity contest, and whoever brings the most friends wins. It's not
Yeah,
who does the best. So I
got it.
don't do those anymore. But it was supposed to be a comedy competition, but then they had us competing with musician acts, and I'm like,
What?
that don't even
That doesn't make
that
sense.
doesn't even no, no, not apples and oranges. What are you doing?
No.
And then they accidentally put us all in a group chat, and there were over 40 of us. I'm not competing against 40 other people in different genres. No. Mm-mm.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So when they get it together, they can call me. They have my booking info.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm trying to imagine how that works with musicians. I mean, when
Yeah,
you
so am
know,
I.
yeah, I guess the band is playing a tune, and then it comes to a solo, and that's where the comedian is supposed to come in. How does that work?
Right? It didn't make sense to me, but I was just excited to have another show out of state. So I was like, "Oh, sure." But
That would have been
nah,
great. Yeah. Well, I'm sure there'll be another one coming around this area at some point. So when you
of
get
course.
that, let me know, obviously, and
There's plenty of opportunities out there. It's just a
yeah.
matter of what I'm saying yes to and do I have time?
Now, what are you finding that people are responding to though? Because now that you've been doing quite a few of them, you have a sense of where the audiences are at.
Mhm. Stage presence, I get that a lot. I have amazing stage presence. I can work a crowd.
Good.
I can adjust my set to, like, for instance, very scary moment. So I was doing a comedy competition, and part of my joke, my joke that I was using involves crowd work. So if no one responds in the first sentence, you gotta figure it out because like
Mm,
that's the basis of my whole set is
right.
who's in a relationship and and what's your love language. Nobody raises their hand and says anything. It's like,
It's a
oh,
short
alrighty,
set.
pivot. This 5 minutes just went to two. Okay.
So what's your particular way? I mean, every comedian I've ever seen who has to deal in some way with an audience that doesn't respond the way they expect. They've got their own shtick, their own way of doing it. So what's your
I,
method?
ca- I call them out in the audience.
You just call them out. Okay.
I'm the teacher that goes, you didn't raise your hand, but you're gonna answer the question. Yeah. I pick people out and I'm like, excuse me, sir, what's your love language? Are you in a relationship? What's going on?
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
You have to, because if nobody participates, that again ruins the rest of my 5 minutes. So,
Yeah, you gotta pin them down, and then if somebody doesn't wanna get pinned down, then you have to make fun of them. I mean, that's like
oh,
routine.
absolutely.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
hmm The best part of my current set is when someone tells me their love language is act. Oh no, which one is it? Gift giving or
Give
gift
it
or receiving gifts, and I'm like, okay, we got a gold digger in aisle three right here, right up front, perfect.
that does make it simple, especially
Yeah.
when you already have mapped out what the basic love languages are. Now you can just draw from them. Whichever one they give you, you got something.
Yep. Exactly. Sometimes I have to list them out because people don't know what I'm talking about. So it's like,
Mhm.
okay, I got to pull a couple teeth, but we're gonna get a full set. It's fine.
Now do you get people who improvise, they come up with their own love language?
No, haven't had that yet.
Not yet, okay.
Mm-mm.
I'm kinda
Or and
surprised
if
at
they
that.
do, that works even better because the whole point of the love language thing is that everyone's wrong. Your love language, if you're from Massachusetts, is actually roasting your spouse. That's the
Okay.
Massachusetts love language.
Well, that
So
does
no matter
simplify
what they pick, it's wrong. Yep.
that actually sounds like a fun little routine to do.
It is, it is. And it's even better when my husband's in the audience because then I get to go, oh yeah, ask my husband, da 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 da. And then of course I tell it. It all circles back to when I tell the story, the punchline of the story of our marriage counselor who tried to smash my husband.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
favorite story.
Okay. So Kenny's kind of used to this at this point, is what we're saying.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes
Because
sense.
like, what else are you gonna do with these things but laugh? So
Yeah, of
yeah.
course. Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Because humor is all about trying to find ways to take the bumps and bruises of life and smile at them.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. You gotta laugh at it eventually. There's a time and a place, but eventually you should laugh about it.
But it's just a question of when, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
When.
How long are you going to stretch out the pain before you finally say, okay, haha, I get it?
I tell people all the time, I give them a time limit. You got a time limit to bitch about it. After that, we gotta figure it out, or that's it. Because it's like you're not gonna complain and sit here. You have to figure it out.
I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
The intro that I played, of course, is the one from when you were a regular co-host on the show, and the line that I featured in there is that you were the queen of personal boundaries. You're using personal boundaries as the basis for your shtick in the comedy routine too. You're doing the same thing.
I use it with everything. Like at work, I'm known as the boundary queen. Like
Okay.
we know if a certain caller's being disrespectful, I hope Alyx is not on shift. I hope they don't get her because woo-wee.
Or depending on, maybe they hope that you are on shift. Oh, so good, Alyx is going to save
Most
the day.
of the time. Most of the time.
Right.
Second. Yeah.
So it depends, I guess, on who's thinking about it. But
Mhm.
yeah, do you find yourself using it a lot in the counseling realm, because you're still doing on the phone counseling stuff?
I do, but for the callers who don't have boundaries, I'm letting them know it's okay to have boundaries and you need them in life or you're not going to be okay because if you don't have boundaries for yourself, you're going to end up absorbing everybody else's shit. Not only that, but it's like you're going to try to take care of everybody else's problems and then you have an empty cup you can't pour from.
Mhm.
So, boundaries are vital in every spot in your life.
And I got the feeling that when you're actually working with somebody on the phone who's calling in because they're looking for some help, some support about,
I do.
yeah,
And they respect me for it.
which is good. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, probably also shakes them up,
Oh, yeah.
because anytime
They're
that you're
also
faced with,
like,
if you're faced with somebody who's supposedly helping you on the phone, and they're not letting you get away with doing a moan and groan and piss and puke routine, well, you're kind of stuck. You either have to stick with your routine and fight for it, or you have to make a shift, one or the other,
or hang up.
or hang up. Yes.
Yep, I have a caller, I'm not gonna use names, but I have a caller who's been doing the same thing for 2 years, and I'm like, "Bruh, shit or get off the pot. What are we bitching about today?" Like like, we've been through this already. Let's talk about something else. Let's not do that.
How does he respond? I'm curious.
One time, and I get this from work, some of my supervisors will tune in and they'll be like, "I like your rapport with this caller." That's the kind way of them saying, you respectfully cuss them out and put them in their place. The same caller that I have to check on multiple occasions, he one time was going off about whatever his usual rigmarole, and I'm just like, "Yeah," and then blah, 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 and I tell him what he's gonna tell me because 'cause we've already been through it before, and I'm like, "Yep, and this, and this, and this, and this," and I'm like, "So what else you got?" And he's like, "Damn." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have time." I don't have time. So, yeah, but he's also the same person that was like he did an impression of me and that cracked me the hell up.
Really?
He was like, what did he say to me? He said, "I wish we could meet in real life." I said, you would probably see me on the street and never even know it was me." And he was like, "Yes, I would." I said, "How?" And he said, "I could see you walking by and then someone would try to bother you and you would say, 'You're not the one or the two.' So da da da." And I was like, "Yo." Very accurate. Oh, man. But yeah, I love my job. I have a great time. I'm cheering people up. I love it when I can get someone to see something they didn't see before. That's my
Mm.
favorite part, especially about themselves. Like, give yourself some grace. It's okay that you're not okay. Bed rotting needs to be normalized. It's fine. Just don't do it too much. But everybody needs self-care, and however you do that is up to you.
I get the feeling that the regular callers that you have are regular callers in part because they're looking forward to the routine every time.
Mhm. I have this one person who, um, I taught her how not to be Captain Save-A-Ho, meaning stop
Okay.
making other people's problems your problems.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, especially when they weren't even people that were close family or friends. It was just random. No, that's not
Mm,
your problem.
yeah. That's a good skill to
And to
learn.
this day, she calls she can vent about negative shit with everybody else because they don't really get her, but
Right.
with me, she knows she can call, have a good time, be cheered up. We can talk about look, I think we were talking about, red green flag husbands in Hollywood. Just random ass shit. Just what comedy special you watching these days, you know?
Yeah.
I love those calls.
I can tell. Well, obviously they love them too if they keep calling back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I can see you're gonna be doing that for quite some time. Did you I
As
mean,
long as they'll have me.
as long as they'll have you, right. I know that you obviously have to respect the privacy of the different conversations, but I'm curious, do you
Right.
draw at all from those experiences when you're putting together your comedy routines?
Mm, I haven't used them on stage, but
Mhm.
I have mentioned to my boss if she wants me to go on tour with her to all the other crisis client conventions, I would happily come up with a set.
Okay. 'Cause
I
I
would
'cause
never turn that down.
it just strikes me that there'd be so much good material in there.
Oh my god, endless material. Endless. But, these are people's personal stories, so I can't, but
Yeah. But
golly.
what I'm thinking is you could take, you know that this is the story, so you change the story around so that it's not the same person's
Mhm.
story, but you get the same essence coming out of it.
Yeah, yeah. I actually you know what? Now that you bring it up, I had a conversation with a caller that prompted me to write a joke that I sent to the other, coworkers, and that's what started the comedy comeback, honestly.
Is it really? Okay.
Mhm.
Well, it
Yep.
makes sense.
'Cause as I sent it out, I was like, "Oh, about so and so," and they were like, "Oh my god, that's hilarious," and then people were like, "You do comedy?" And I was like, "You're right, I slipped up. Yeah, I gotta get back in it."
It's almost
So,
like
yeah.
that your teammates are kinda like your mastermind group.
They were, but then I realized texting jokes does not get the same feedback that it
No.
does when you're delivering it. So it's like people are like, I'll text them the set and they'll be like, okay, but do they know this person? And they had too many follow-up questions. I was like, never mind. I'll leave you out of it. You just go see a show.
But I'm also thinking that it's kinda like Joel, for instance, told a story in the last 6 months or so where,
Mhm,
he has like a monthly breakfast meeting that he goes to that's kind of his mastermind group,
mhm.
and he's been doing it for years, and he went to one, and one of the people in the group turned to him and said, "Joel, you haven't done anything really crazy lately. You haven't done anything like really
It's
batshit.
been a while, Joel. It's been a
It's been a
while.
while." So, he sold his house.
Okay.
I mean, that qualifies.
Yeah, Joel be doing random ass shit.
Yeah. And it's working in that it's got him thinking about stuff he hadn't been thinking about before, like, "Well, where do
Right?
I wanna live? What maybe I
Mhm.
should change my environment." He thought about living on a lake, he thought about moving out to Tahoe, he thought about moving to Portugal. I mean, he's, like, exploring all these things
Wow.
just because he sold his house and moved into an apartment.
Yep.
So,
If
that's
there's
the
nothing
power of a
holding you, which
mastermind.
yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking with all the people that you're working with who are hearing you, you're probably getting feedback there that helped you, like you said, make the shift into, well, why don't I go back on the stage? Why don't I start doing routines again?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's literally what it was. I sent one joke out, and then it turned into, "Oh, Alex is super" oh, and actually, I was known as the joke person at work, so it's like anytime
Okay.
times were hard, here comes Alex out of nowhere with a random dad joke to brighten up the day.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that does it. There it is right there.
Mhm.
And you get the rep, and once you get the rep, then you have to start honoring the rep, and then once you start
Yep.
honoring the rep, well, the heck, you're practically on stage at that point.
I mean, exactly.
You almost become like a Robin Williams, because Robin would do movies, and then
Mhm.
in between the takes, he'd entertain everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Taking calls and typing jokes.
Actors who did shows with him, that they described it as the best experience they ever had, in part because of that, but also in part because they got to know him in the process.
Mhm.
And that's part of
Yeah,
who you
he's
are,
a
so
special
that's how
type of
people get to know
person.
you, right? That's how people get to know you
Yeah.
in the process. Right.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So you're basically carrying out what you started 3 or 4 years ago.
Yep.
You're carrying out that expansion that you've been working on all
Mhm.
this time.
Everything we talked about, I have accomplished.
It's kinda scary.
It is when you think back, but then it's like, "No, you've been manifesting this forever." It was just
It
time.
had to come. Just had to.
Yeah. Like, how many years did I say, "I'm on a hiatus"? I never said I was done
Oh
doing
god.
comedy.
Yeah,
Never did.
yeah.
I don't care if
Well,
the
I remember
hiatus was 2
asking you one
days or
time.
20 years.
I remember asking you one time, and you start off by saying, "No, I will never do it again," and then you backed off a little bit because you realized that was a little bit too extreme. But
Yeah, yeah.
you were set on, "No, this isn't gonna happen."
Yeah, well, that was deep in my agoraphobia. I wasn't
Mm,
going outside, so I'm definitely not doing comedy.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't even leave the house.
Nope, I would not. Fun fact about that,
Okay.
because of that, actually I don't know if I can say it yet, but I'm gonna. Um, PBS is doing a special on me and Kenny's love story,
Really?
and it brings it back here, which ironically, because without this show, I wouldn't have met Kenny. You remember the story.
Wow. Well, you can't just leave it hanging there, you gotta give us a little bit more than that.
I was pausing for dramatic effect, but
Okay.
yes.
It worked very well. Well done.
So, for those of you who are tuning in who don't know me from 3 years ago or so, actually, oh my god, no, I met Kenny 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Wow. Okay, so me and Walt did an episode, about love, and we had, I think it was a relationship coach who was,
Mhm.
responsible for creating Facebook dating.
Right.
And I was like, "Oh, these apps are horrible. These men suck." Bah, 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 bah." And she was like, "It's different. Give it a chance." I was like, "Lady, you got one more." And I did, and Kenny's my one more, and here we are. So now, and it was funny because after that, like directly after that was the pandemic, and we all got
Yeah,
locked in. So it was
yeah.
like, "Oh, we gonna learn about each other real fast and
Which
real
you did.
close."
Oh, yeah.
And during that time, someone from Facebook actually reached out to us because they wanted to do successful stories on Facebook dating.
Oh, I think I
But
remember that.
then
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So, but then, pandemic happened, production shut down, nothing ever came of it till this week.
Till this week.
Okay, over the I would say this month because, I've been speaking with the producers and casting directors, and they're just trying. So now we have a meeting tomorrow where we're focusing on what parts of the story we're gonna focus on, and so it's called Stories from the Stage. It's on PBS, and we're gonna be doing the love story.
Wow. Now, what stage are you in right now? Is this like, we're still in the idea stage? Is this actually gonna go to production? Is this ever
We
released?
are shooting in front of a live studio audience on Valentine's Day.
You are? Okay. So
Mhm.
production is actually scheduled, and is there an anticipated release? I mean, it's probably too early for that, but
I don't know what the release is. I
don't know
mean,
yet.
it's 2025.
Yeah.
Immediately? I don't know.
Ask me in 2026. I get it. Okay.
Seriously, right?
But that's exciting. That's fun.
Yep, yep. I'm very excited. I'm super excited.
Could you have
Everyone I
imagined back when
mm,
you met Kenny, you did the Facebook dating thing for the first time, you were one of the very first people actually to get success off of Facebook dating.
yep.
Could you have imagined at that point that something like this would happen?
No, no. Thought it was gonna be another app where I was just gonna swipe past all these fuckboys and keep it moving just to prove this lady's point. Oh, but nope, she was right, I was wrong. And I can
And
admit that, that's fine.
and I'm very pleased to see I was at the wedding, so yeah,
You
it's
were, you
really well.
were, because you were there for the whole thing. Man, you are instrumental in the growth I've experienced and the woman I am today. Let's clock that. Clock it, Walt.
Okay, now I'm starting I mean, my face is always red, but now it's getting really red, so
Are you blushing, Walt?
no,
Ah,
thank you, I
but yeah,
appreciate it.
like towards the end of my rougher years, you were there going, "No, we don't do that. We don't give up. We keep it moving." And I'm
It's
like,
true.
"You're right. You're absolutely correct."
You know what's really funny about that though, is that,
Mhm,
yeah, I was saying that to you, but I was mainly saying it to me, and you were happening to be at the other end of the mic.
mhm. And that is the other thing I learned about being on this podcast is always tell your story because you don't know who you're helping.
You don't, no.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's actually kind of exciting when you
It is.
discover that you are helping people.
Mhm,
It's a little shocking. I like to tell this story about how this was about 3 years before you came onto the show. I got my first contact from somebody, from a listener who's still a listener today, by the way. But she
mhm,
reached out, sent a message, and she liked an episode we did and so forth. And it was the first time that I realized that I had listeners.
mhm.
Now, I'd been doing it with Joel for about 3 or 4 years at that point, right?
Right.
But it was just us getting together and doing a phone call. I mean, I listeners? What are those?
Right?
So the first time I get this message, like, "Oh my god, what have I been saying? Did I say
Right?
anything
You start
stupid?"
looking back like, "Am I gonna be canceled? Oh my god, what
Yeah,
am I telling
right.
people?"
Well, that's right. I hired myself. They can't cancel me. But even worse, they could just go away and say, "Oh, he's such an idiot."
Right, right.
But it really is amazing when you do get the feed because you do get good feedback. You know, the people who
Mhm,
are gonna listen
mhm.
to you are the ones who like you anyway. And
Exactly.
and when you get feedback that, you help somebody in a way you didn't even expect, it's almost intimidating.
Mm,
Not quite, it's humbling. Humbling is probably the better word to say it.
yeah, yep. I think
That
humbling's a good word.
somebody benefited from something that you were just trying to learn yourself, and they got the benefit out of it too. It's like, "Wow, who
Yeah,
knew?"
and that
It
helps you grow too because it's like,
does.
"Oh, that thought I had worked for somebody else, then maybe I should revisit that thought."
It really shows you how strong that ripple effect is, because we talk about
Mhm.
that. We talked about the ripple effect all the time,
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
but when you experience it, I mean, that's what you've been doing. You've been experiencing your own ripple effect. You've been experiencing the ripples of what you started 6 years ago,
Yep.
which, by
And
the
I
way, is
probably
not all
always
by
will.
itself.
Yeah. It's been crazy, but it's been what I wanted, so here we
Yeah.
are.
Now, when Kenny came into your life, um, he was different from the other guys you'd previously been dating, and he
Mhm.
was I mean, you obviously took to him big time,
Oh,
but
yeah, he's gorgeous, hello.
but also you guys had that same kind of effect on each other because you did
Mhm.
come from very different backgrounds.
Right.
And those different backgrounds, I mean, it's like anytime that you have differences, those differences are gonna feed in, and they're gonna
Mhm.
create conflict, they're gonna create all kinds of interesting twists and turns and all that kind
Mhm.
of stuff along the way, and you have to navigate them, and that's where you do end up getting the kind of growth we were talking about.
Right.
So, what I'm gonna ask you is a little bit unfair because I really should be asking Kenny, but he's not joining us on the show, so you're gonna have to fill in for him.
Not this
But
episode, just kidding.
Kenny, hi there. This is like a little teaser. Next time it's you, okay? But,
Yeah.
this time Alex is gonna answer for you. So, like, what kind of twists and turns came out of it for Kenny, do you think, that basically set him up for where you guys are today in ways that he never would have predicted?
Mm. We talk about this a lot, actually.
Do you?
We say that we are built for this relationship because of
Mhm.
our past.
Mhm.
So his mom was sick. Excuse me. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
Gotta stay hydrated.
That's right.
So his mom was sick his whole life.
Mm,
So for me to get sick early in our relationship, any other man would have ran.
mm.
Any other man. But he stayed. And he just said, "Excuse me, doctors, dead wipes are not much fun. Let's fix this."
So you're not the only comedian in the family. This is good.
Oh my god, not at all. Not at the stuff that comes out of his mouth, gold. Oh my and it's always in passing, like, you could not get him to remember a joke that he said. No, it's just off the cuff all the time.
So you have to have a notebook handy just so you can use it.
I wish I did, but I'd be 4 notebooks deep right now, like, and I'm talking, like, 5-star, like,
Okay.
those thick ass notebooks, okay? Like, yeah.
Well, the good news is that means you'll never run out of material. Because if you ever run out of material, you'll say, "Kenny, have a conversation with me. I need some material."
Yeah, literally. No, I never run out of material. I'm always hitting up my ChatGPT like, "Okay, joke for later." Oh my god. I think one time he cracked me up and this is the only one I can remember, where I forget what we were saying. Oh, if he had a cold and, I was saying, "Take this medicine because da da da, it'll make you feel better." And he was like, "I'm here for a good time, not a long time." I was like, "I can't with him." And it goes through the family because one time he said something about, we always do the "that's what she said" jokes. We always do that. So he said something. Naturally, I said, "That's what she said."
Mhm.
His 14-year-old niece comes out of the corner and says, "Not to you," and walks away. This I can't. I can't. These kids today, what? They are built different, let me tell you.
I guess, yeah. I'm learning more and more about Gen Alpha every day, so that's
Oh
good.
my gosh, right?
Yeah.
I have a 13-year-old niece who told me, I don't know anything because I was born in the late 1900s. I was like, "Girl, go home. Go home."
Yeah, that's the thing about a generation because you're in whatever generation you're in, and then as life goes on, you begin to realize that the younger generations see you as the older generation. And it's
Mhm.
first time that happens, it's kind of spooky. After a while,
It
you get
is.
used to it, but if the first time, it's like, "What the hell happened?"
I'm literally in the middle of the phase where it's like, okay, so you know how everything cycles like every 30 years. And
Right.
my mom was saying when I was growing up, "I wish I saved my clothes because you're wearing the same thing and I could have saved a lot of money." I'm saying the same. I'm looking at my niece's clothes. We're wearing the same clothes. Like I could, oh my God. I was like, I'm trying to find stuff that I wore in high school. Why are we in the same aisle?
Now, are you at the stage now where, like, for my generation, it would have been the '70s, someone, Gen X would be the '60s or the '80s rather. Do you find yourself saying that the '90s were, like, the best generation or something like that?
Every goddamn day, Walt.
Yeah,
Every day. Y'all
yeah.
kids don't know nothing. This music today. Oh my God. I called somebody, a young whippersnapper, the other day.
Did you really? That's really something.
I did. I had my brother laughing because we all met up for in Virginia for Thanksgiving, and I had him laughing because somebody was saying something about music, and I was like, "Oh, I can't with these young Thundercats. I don't. It's all mumble music. I can't." And then I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm that old. I'm there. I'm there." But it's okay because I'm 42, but the face is 22, so it's fine.
So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, well, you've got the same, advantage that Jody Lynn has.
Mhm.
Jody Lynn joins today. She's off, on a trip, but, she just turned 40 this year, and she's routinely clocked at being, like, 25. I mean,
Yeah, I
that's
get
just
carded daily.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you have the same advantage that she has because of that.
What, black don't crack? Is she black? Is that what it is?
No, she's not that she's black. You both look young.
Oh, okay. Well, mine is black don't crack. Also, I mind my business and hydrate and moisturize, so
Well,
that
that
way my
helps
skin stays
too.
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what helps more
Peace.
than anything else?
Mm,
You laugh, you smile. She does the same thing.
yeah.
There's nothing like looking with a smile on your face, looking 10 years younger. It's
Mhm.
the best. I mean, I don't care. You can take care of nothing else. You can do nothing else to take care of yourself, and if you can smile, you look 10 years younger, no matter what your age.
1000%. Mhm.
And if you're doing something, you probably look 20 years younger.
Mhm. Yep.
That's just the way it works.
We don't make the rules.
I mean, the thing that amazes me is how people don't really get that.
They only know what they know until they know. And that I say that because back in the day, so it's like where I was versus where I am now, I didn't know. But I wasn't in the right headspace to get it either.
Mm, mhm,
So that is key. You gotta be ready for the information.
mhm. This is
And
true.
a
You
lot
gotta
of
be ready.
people, there's the information out there, but they're not ready for it.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it. Then
Mhm.
nobody can do
You
nothing
can't
about
you can't hear me if you're not ready for it. You
it.
can't
No.
hear anything I'm saying or understand. It's like back in the day how we used to have, guests on all the time, and we'd be like, "Oh, well, how did you manifest this?" They can't put a pinpoint on it because we're not ready. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
you can't explain it. You gotta be in it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
hard. It's hard.
yeah.
You don't get it till you get it. Yeah.
But on the other hand, the more that you do it, the easier it gets,
Hello?
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
keep doing it till it comes natural practice.
it's like a muscle. If you exercise the muscle, it just gets easier to use it. It just does.
Mhm. I'm at the point right now where it's like I was actively manifesting things before, but now it's like naturally happening in real time. Like I say it and then 2 days later,
You
that's
speak
what
it
it
into
is.
existence. Yep.
Yep, speak it into yep. I
Now,
am
can
the
you
master of my
remember
own
when you thought
reality.
that was not the way it worked? Because, I mean, we all go through a stage where we think, that's just a bunch of nonsense.
Oh,
Can
yeah,
you recall that?
I yep, remember before I met you, I was
Okay.
introduced to The Secret when in my 20s, and I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, whatever, another book, whatever, cool beans, does has nothing to do with me."
Mm,
But then, later in life, like, they say that the biggest W in life is wisdom, so
mm.
the older you get, the bigger your W, and
Okay.
that's honest. It's the honest truth. So it's like you get to a certain point in life, "Ooh, I'm at the sweet spot where A, I don't have to give a fuck anymore." And I realize that, and then also I can give a fuck if I want to,
Mhm.
but I
Yeah,
don't have to, and that's the key.
yeah. That's big because when you realize that life is a series of choices, not a series of requirements, that's a
Mhm.
different kind of life.
Oof, yes. I was telling a caller that the other day, I said, "You have to choose to be happy every day. It doesn't just happen to people."
Mhm.
He's like, "Oh, people are way more happier than I am," and da 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 da. And I'm like, "Yeah, but you're choosing not to be happy. You gotta wake up like freaking Stan from American Dad. Jump out of bed. Good morning, USA. You gotta do that every goddamn day until it becomes practice that you do naturally."
Yeah. And the funny thing is when it does become practice that you do naturally, you can't hardly remember what it was like before you couldn't do it,
Yeah.
you know?
And that's when you get to the point where you can't explain manifestation.
Right,
I
yeah,
don't know how I do it. It just is.
yeah. Well, I never could explain anyway. I mean, I just knew that it happened, but that was
Yeah,
after years of
I can't explain it
hiding.
either. I just tell people what I've been through. That's all I can do.
That's all you
Or
can
and
do.
give them examples of, "Hey, I got a new house that turned into everything I wanted."
Yeah, which
But
is ideal.
also, we used to talk about all the time about getting out of your comfort zone. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember I was like, "Now, Walt, I'm not going anywhere. I like it here. It's comfy, it's warm. I'm not moving."
You fought for comfort zones better than anybody I can remember on the show,
Oh
actually.
my god. I did. And now I realize you've said it my whole life. You gotta get uncomfortable to get comfortable.
Isn't it an interesting thing that once you finally do that, you realize that it's actually much more comfortable than it is to be
It is.
how do you say it right? It's much more comfortable to be uncomfortable than it is comfortable to be comfortable. Does
Right.
that make
It's not
sense?
even uncomfortable. It's just
Yeah.
change. People don't like change. I hated change. Still
Mhm.
do. Still do. I hate change unless I'm the one changing it. But
Well,
now
that's
I'm the one
big.
changing all the changes.
Yeah. I mean, who else is gonna change it anyway?
Hello.
I mean,
Exactly.
well, actually, that's why people get stuck in comfort zones. They're looking for somebody else to change it.
Yes. But here's the plot twist, everybody. No one's going to save you. You have to save you.
Well, that's no fun.
Oh, suck it up, buttercup. That's life. Nobody said it was fun, but we're here. You can make it fun if you want. That's up to you.
And the funny part is it actually is fun. It's a lot
It
of
it really is once you really get into it. It's a
you
blast, and
you just have to
that's
kinda
the
break
part.
it. You have to break the ice
Yeah.
and anything else. Once you break
Mhm.
the ice, after, the first 4 or 5 times, it's like, "Oh, shoot, this is old hat. I can do this. No big
Yeah,
deal."
yeah, yeah, yeah. And some people, you just gotta let them sit. Let them sit there till they're ready.
There are a
Just
lot
like
of
you did. You
people.
were like, "Okay, you wanna stay in your comfort zone? I brought it up 3 times. I'm done.
Mhm.
You call me when you get uncomfortable." And I did.
I noticed that a lot these days. I've been particularly noticing the large level of blamingness that goes on.
Mm,
A lot of
and the
blaming,
lack of accountability.
lack of accountability, and a lot of finger pointing. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, because it's a whole lot easier to point a finger than it is to point it back at yourself and do something about it.
But there are 3 pointing back at you.
Which is really annoying, but we try to skip that part.
It is really annoying, but so true, though.
It is, it's very true. But it really is fascinating how so many people are still stuck there. It's fun to
Mhm.
see the people who are climbing out of it. A lot more people are climbing out than, say, 50 years ago, a whole lot more.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a large shift. But the vast majority, I'm gonna say the vast majority being like at least 60, 70% of the population, they
Mhm.
get stuck and they stay stuck. And they're actually proud to be
Yep.
stuck in some ways.
Yep. I get callers all the time. I mean, explain to them. I said, do you know how you're gonna feel if things get better?"
Yeah.
Because yeah, I feel like they're stuck because they don't know any other way. They don't know it's okay to be happy. They don't know
Mhm.
what to do with themselves if they don't have an issue to bitch about. Like, let's be real. They don't if
Mhm.
I don't know what to do. I don't feel needed if I don't have someone to complain about or complain to.
I think there's also a belief, it's a false belief, but there's a belief that if you stay in the mindset of having something to complain about, you're powerful,
But are you?
but you're not. It's actually
You're
very
not.
powerless.
Yes, it is.
But people believe that it's powerful,
Mhm.
usually because they were influenced negatively by somebody else who did the same kind of thing, and they figured, well, they got what they wanted, even though they really didn't. But
Oh my gosh.
you know
So
what I
funny you
mean?
bring that up. Yep.
Yeah.
I was watching Abbott Elementary the other day,
Okay.
and they were there's a new psychiatrist in the it's a show about teachers.
Mhm.
So it's basically The Office, but the teacher version.
Right.
So they're in school, there's a new school psychologist, and then 2 of the older teachers were having a conversation about using silent treatment in their relationships.
Okay.
And the new psychologist could not help herself. She said, "Oh, I love teaching the older people new ways to, realize things." So she tried to therapize them without doing it. And they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna give him the silent treatment. That's how my mother did it. That's how I'm gonna do it. That's how my grandmother did it." And how did that work out for you? Your parents still
Mm.
married?
Mhm.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of stuck in your own old ways,
Yep.
but it's not helpful to anybody, even especially yourself.
I try to remind myself that when I see people, because I do see lots of people who choose, you can tell they're choosing to stay stuck. They think
Mhm,
that it's empowering in some way, but they're essentially making the choice to stay stuck. I keep
mhm.
thinking to myself, there's something about their journey that they haven't finished yet. I don't
Absolutely.
necessarily know what it is,
Mhm.
but there's something it's not like people stay stuck because they just like being stuck.
No.
They stay stuck because it pays off in some way.
Mhm.
Even if it's negatively, it's still a payoff.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm coming to grips with. I'm coming to terms with. I would have said unfortunately too, but now I'm thinking, is it all that unfortunate? Because they wouldn't continue on that path if it didn't pay off in some way.
Mm.
They just wouldn't. The moment that it's no longer worthwhile is the moment they're going to change.
Exactly.
Usually associated with some kind of a crash and burn, but even if there isn't,
Mhm.
something has to shift before you're willing to say, "Okay, I'm gonna think about this differently. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna treat things differently." Whatever. You don't make that change until something shifts in your mind that says, "This isn't working.
Yep.
This just doesn't cut it for me anymore."
Or when something else out of the norm happens and you're like, "It could be this way? Hold on. Hold on. Nobody told me."
Yeah. Well, that's similar to my
Yeah.
story. My story was I didn't actually believe you could have an emotion other than a default emotion that was associated with whatever the event was.
Mhm.
I honestly believed that it was not possible. I thought that, that everything had an emotion that was attached to it. It was just that one kind of emotion, and everybody knew what
Yeah,
it
you
was.
didn't know you could choose your own emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time at my ex-wife's suggestion, Louise suggested that next time I take a walk, just find some flowers and look at the flower and look up close at and see what's going on there and see what happens to your mood when you do that.
Mm.
And I remember trying it under protest, but I tried it and I was astonished. Like,
Mhm.
I'm in a place right now where I feel pretty miserable, and I just found a way to make myself feel better despite the fact that I feel
Yep.
miserable. This feels really weird.
Right? Exactly. You don't know till you know.
Yeah. So I know what that's like. I know what it's like to be in that kind of a stuck place, and like you said, be surprised, but wow,
Mhm.
it actually can be different,
Yeah. Or I can do this.
or I can
That's
do
the better
this.
one. I
Yeah,
can do this.
yeah, yeah, and then watch out, it's all rules are
Literally,
gone that way.
watch out.
All the boundaries are gone. All
Yep.
the filters are missing.
Exactly. Oh my god,
I had a
so true though.
conversation with I've started participating in some, local singles meetup groups, and
Mhm.
had a conversation, we were at a dinner, and all people I didn't know, and there
Mhm.
was this one woman there, her friend basically introduced her to the rest of us by saying, "Michelle has no filters." And
Sounds
she
like
had
my introduction.
and she literally had no filters. I mean, she would just talk about anything, didn't matter how acceptable it was, I mean, just, and it was great entertainment, first of all.
Mhm.
I mean, it was fun, it was funny. I made a comment to the person next to me, I said, "This is the best table to sit, I'm glad I'm sitting here."
Yeah. But I'm sure in longer visits, it's can become taxing, which is
Well,
why you gotta
sure, yeah,
dial it down sometimes, but
yeah.
yeah, it's a good vibe. It's a good vibe.
But it also has the advantage that when you have basically that's a person who's demonstrating to you what it's like to shift.
Mhm.
You don't think about it that way. You just think, "Oh, they just don't have any filters."
Mm.
But they're also showing you what happens if you behave differently from the way that you always thought you were supposed to behave. If you
Exactly.
think differently from the way you always thought you were supposed to think. If you believe
Mhm.
differently from what you always thought you were supposed to believe. And it's eye-opening.
It is.
Yeah. It's terrifying, but it's eye-opening.
I mean, it is terrifying because it's change, but at the
Mm.
same time, it's exciting because it's like, life is so easy when you're on this side. It's
Mhm.
so less stressful.
So do you have any sense of what your next non-stressful, stressful thing is going to be? I mean, where is this thing going in your life?
I have so many things. First and foremost, I'm writing a musical.
Are you really?
Mhm, mhm.
Wow, you're bringing
So
back the music. I mean, musical, that's practically dead, and you're bringing it back. That's great.
right. So I was in a musical last month, and that's what started it. So
Okay.
I was in it's called Beehive, the 60s musical. And as I'm, and I'm okay, that's another serendipitous story, but give me a minute. So but as I'm performing, I'm realizing these are songs for old ass people. Like look at our audience. Like they're all,
Mhm.
no offense, your age people. And
Yeah,
they're having a great time because this is music from their era.
right.
Where is the millennial musical? Alex has to write it. That's
Ah,
where it is.
okay,
So
okay,
that's the idea. That's what I'm coming up with. I've already hit up 2 of my classmates from high school.
okay.
One of them is, on tour right now, so I have to wait for him in 2026.
Okay.
The other one is a actual writer, like does this for a living. So it's like I need him for the stage directions and all that stuff on the all the PJ stuff that you know what I mean, all the PJ stuff. So I need him for that, and then I got the ideas, and then Mike has got the music, and then I also I when I did the play, made so many connections that I can start. This is going to be my Hamilton. Okay, let me tell you.
Okay.
All right, this is going to be huge. Clock it now. This is going to be
All right.
huge.
Okay.
So yeah.
How,
So back
how do
to
you,
how it all started.
yeah, right.
So again with the comedy, I was like, you know what? I forgot I'm a theater kid. Hold on, there's a theater community on Cape Cod. Let me find out. So I went to an audition for another play. I didn't get the part. Fine, whatever. Because when something doesn't go your way, something bigger and better is in the works.
Right.
It's just happening so much faster now.
Mm.
It's not months down the line. It's like 48-hour turnover. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't get the part. I came off of a comedy competition. I did not win. It was a bad Thursday. But Friday,
Uh-huh.
Friday, I get a phone call from the director of who I happened to pass in passing at my audition. She wasn't the director for the show I was auditioning for. She was just, happened to be there. And one of my friends who was already in her production, I was saying hi to.
Okay.
So that's how. Long story short, their actress who was playing Aretha Franklin and Tina Turner got double pneumonia. So her lungs are not singable. And I'll be honest with you, I've never sang on stage ever. I am a shower singer on my best day. But I said, fuck it, we're going live. Yeah, I'll do it. I don't care. They called me up. They were like, can you do it? I said, yep. And they said, can you come in for rehearsal? I said, I'll be there in 30. And then they gave me the music. Now the thing is about musicals is like you think you know the words of these songs. I thought I knew Tina Turner. My mom played it every Sunday, but I didn't know all the lyrics. I thought I knew. I only knew the chorus. So I had some work to do. Keep in mind the show opened 2 days in 2 days.
Oh,
okay,
geez.
These people have had 6 weeks or longer of practice. I'm coming in one rehearsal.
Right. Yeah.
And did that. Okay. And then they kept me for the whole run.
Fabulous. That was really
that was the first night with a mic stand. By the last show, you couldn't tell me nothing.
Wow.
Couldn't tell me nothing. And it was so surreal because again, I've never been a soloist on stage. I've always been the background. I've always, background of movies, background ensemble of something, but never the main focus. And let me tell you, these people on Cape Cod love to gas you up if they don't know you. Like, I had a woman stop me in the parking lot to tell me she thought Tina Turner actually showed up. I said, ma'am, you're doing too much.
Wow, that's a compliment.
I mean, it is definitely. Another person is actually the people that came to see the person who got sick, the actress who got sick, went out during intermission and got me flowers.
Really?
I got flowers on my first night. I am unfuckwithable. Let me tell you right now. Like, you can't come for me in any way, shape, or form. I promise you.
Not only that,
it won't land.
Add a word to the dictionary, which is even better. But the fact is that when you go through what you've gone through, I mean, I'm thinking back to 6 years ago, right? When you did the program, and the idea of you going up on stage and playing Tina Turner and Aretha Franklin, that would have sent you scurrying for the nearest corner.
Yep. I would have found the biggest blanket to hide under.
Oh, yeah.
But not today.
No more. Wow. What a turnaround.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And you got to be here for all of it. Look at you.
I know. It's exciting. It's fun. It's fun to be a part of it. Just, to be like the witness to the whole thing.
And to think if you hadn't taken a chance on me, I don't know where I'd be today.
And that was on a whim.
That was literally like, okay, well, she did comedy in her past. Well, let's see what she's talking about. And then
well, not only that, it was a whim of I want to shake up the show a little bit. I need to get another co-host. I'd like to have somebody who would do comedy. I wonder if I could find somebody who
Mhm.
do comedy. And that was it. I mean, it
Yep.
was no more thought than that.
And then I think, like, you put an ad on Facebook, and I think, like, 30 seconds later, I clicked on it, I was
It
like,
was
"Hey,
something, it was
let's have a
really very basic
conversation."
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just that simple. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the connection got made. Like, whoa.
Well, that's the thing is in theater, I'm known as easy to work with, very adjustable, I can adjust to any situation, like, I'm versatile.
Well, that's gonna serve you well in the theater world because people
It
who
is.
put on shows like that
Yep.
because that makes their
They
lives
like the
a lot
fact that I
easier.
came in last minute, killed it, and didn't complain once.
Yeah. And demand all the accolades because that's just
No, not at all.
yeah, not
I thought
important.
I was a stand-in. I wasn't even I thought I was an understudy. I wasn't even trying I didn't call anybody to invite them to shows. I mean, eventually I was like, "Oh, well, if you guys wanna come, I'm doing something." But I was shook. I was like, I've never sang on stage, but here we are. I
Well,
was like, "Forget it.
what
Let's do
was
it."
it like though, that first 'cause you had to be at least a little bit nervous getting up on stage that first time. What was that like? Was it surreal?
I don't get nervous.
You don't?
I don't. It's like a
Wow.
whole 'nother me takes over, and it also helps that the lights are so bright you can't see the audience. That
Oh,
definitely
okay,
helps.
yeah, yeah.
So, to be fair, my focus is, okay, if I'm gonna sing, and especially if I gotta hit high notes I'm not used to in front of people, I will look up into, the lighting where the not cast people, the crew where the crew is, doing
Mhm,
the sound in the back. I'll
mhm.
look up to them, so then my voice reaches all the way back.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm,
That's a
and I
good
can
technique.
drown out everybody down here and focus. Yeah.
Wow.
And then also looking up helps you hit those high notes. I don't know why it works, but it does.
Well, you open up your
Yep.
throat. I mean,
Yeah,
that actually
exactly,
opens up
yeah.
your throat. Yeah, so
But,
cool.
yeah, it was a great time, and like I said, opened up a lot of more doors for a lot of other opportunities, and then I on my way home, I think the 3rd night on my way home, I text my other castmate and I said, "I'm writing a musical. It's happening." And then I hit her up 2 weeks ago and I go, "You know how I say stuff and most people will say something and then not follow through? I've
Mm.
already got a crew. I'm working on it."
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Just amazing.
Mhm.
Man, it is so good to see you on this path that you're on right now.
Thank you. I am happy to be here, like, literally blessed. I get
Yeah,
it now.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're the same woman that I remember first meeting, but you've opened up in ways that I certainly could never have predicted. I mean,
And
it's just
also being over 40, ugh, it's a blessing because it's like I was saying earlier, it's like, you don't have to give a fuck. You
yeah.
don't. Like, I don't care. I don't care. That's your problem. That's your issue. Not my problem. I don't care.
I love it. Oh, well, thank you for coming back and doing this visit and sharing everything. And
Absolutely.
I mean, I loved in this catch up. This has been great
Yes.
because it does remind me. I mean, I remember what it was like when we were doing shows together.
Mhm.
It throws me back,
Yeah, yeah.
but it
It's good to
also,
see where you're at.
well, yeah, it also shows me where you've come to. That's almost
Mm.
even more interesting.
Mhm,
'Cause I mean, I've always been somebody who's been very interested in perspective, particularly the perspective of guests and co-hosts and so forth.
mhm.
And I love it when I watch perspectives change. I mean, that's really no
Yes.
different from, like, watching a good movie or whatever, because you're watching, the main
Mhm.
protagonist, you're watching how their perspective changes as they go through whatever it is they're
And
going
then
through.
by the end of the movie, they finally get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, the same thing is happening here. I mean, I got to watch you with your perspective as it changed.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Wow. It's been so
Listen,
fun.
in my head, I already have the name of my Netflix special, and I already have the name of my production company. Don't
Can
play
you
with me.
share?
I'm ready. Um, okay, so on my Netflix special, I'm going with I'm not racist. My husband's wife is black. Yeah.
That has so many layers to it that you can have a lot of fun with that one.
It does, because interracial relationship, but also my comedy is a brand of infotainment. So it's like
Okay.
you're gonna laugh, but you're also gonna learn there's some racist shit you've been doing that you shouldn't keep doing. Like, please don't touch my hair. I am a Black woman. This is my crown. You don't touch the queen's crown. Hello. I don't care how soft it looks. I don't care what style you've never seen. Do not touch a Black woman's hair. And I'll leave y'all with that.
So now, among other things, we've performed a public service. This is a good thing. This is a success.
Exactly. Public service.
I love this. This is good. Well, thank you so much. And don't be so much of a stranger. Don't wait 3 years to come back for the next one.
Oh no, so many things are happening. I'm gonna have to catch you up on a 6-month basis. You better buckle up.
Yeah, that works. That works. You got the link. You know where to find us.
I know where you at.
Hey, there is something that I've been doing since you left the show. I'll do it with you. And it's something I've really enjoyed doing because, well, first of all, I get great reactions from doing it.
Okay.
The way we do it now is whenever, especially when we have a guest on, we have 3 things that we do at the end. The first thing is we invite them to tell us, how do we reach you? How do people find you? What, how they find your book or your course or whatever it is that you do. And the second thing is I have my co-host kind of tie everything together and say, okay, here's what I take away from this particular show, and here's what was wonderful, and so on and so forth. And the last thing I say is we live in a time now where we can do shows like this. And I have co-hosts who are in the UK and in Cape Cod and in Richmond, Virginia, and Alberta, Canada, and I've got guests coming from all over the world. 30 years ago that was impossible. Today it's normal. And it's part of a larger norm where we can not only just do podcasts, we can self-publish books, we can create courses, we can become coaches, we can share messages on social media, we can do all kinds of stuff that we could never do before. And in the process of doing that, we get followers, people who tune in. Sometimes they even contact us and scare the crap out of us, like, oh my God, there's somebody listening. But over time we reach more and more people and we help them in ways we didn't even know about. And that's where I noticed there's a gap. And the gap is we don't get credit for that.
Hello.
So that's where I say, and I'm going to say it to you too, on behalf of those people you've never met and never seen and never will meet and never will see, who you've been helping in ways you didn't even know about, Alyx, on their behalf, thank you for what you're doing, because you're making a difference in this world.
You're going to make me cry. Oh my God.
Yeah, I get that one a lot.
Even though I hear it every day from the callers. Oh my God, Walt, too much. Oh, but thank you. Yes, it's true.
It is true. It is. And I really do appreciate it. And I know they appreciate it too. So
I'm glad to be here to help everybody.
We need to recognize this stuff.
I am the vibe. Oh, this is great. Oh my God, I can't believe you made me cry. You're too much.
I will never stop surprising you. For the rest of our time together, I will never stop surprising you, I promise.
I won't either. I will not either.
Good. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be good. So, well, thank you again. And thank you to our podcast listeners everywhere. We will see you all next time here on LOA Today. Goodbye, everybody.